Hello and welcome to PXG's Northern Fitting Hub here at Garforth Golf Club in Leeds, where today I'm taking a look at the new Gen 3 irons from PXG. Hi, I'm Ryan Rastall, PGA Professional, and as I've said today, we're taking a look at the new Gen 3 range of irons from PXG. But before we do that, hit that subscribe button, see loads more content from all of us here at Golfshake to help you play more and play better. So let's talk about this new range of irons. Most of you will have heard of PXG. A lot may have tried PXG in the Gen 1 and Gen 2. Gen 3 is completely new for 2020, and there are three very distinct models that they have brought out. So we've got the XP, the T and the P. So aimed at very different levels of golfer. Obviously the sets can be blended as well to bring about the launch characteristics that we're looking for in certain ends of the golf bag as well. We're going to test them all today, but before we do that, we're going to talk a little bit about the technology. So PXG have really gone to town with all the different technologies that are packed in here. So some that we've seen before, so the perimeter weighting, so able to fine tune those iron heads for people when they're fitting them, which is something that nobody else offers currently. But there are certain things that have gone in there that are just really enhance the premium look and feel of this product. So the milled back of the golf club, that is not cheap to do, and that is something that sets PXG apart from some of the other iron companies or golf companies out there. We also see inside the club head there impact reactor core technology, which is basically a dual polymer inside the head to help enhance feel and also increase ball speed. So it's a technology there that's going to let you get away with off-center hit, but also really maximize those good ones as well. So we're expecting a really consistent performing iron across the range here at PXG, and I'm sure that's going to deliver. They are 5 times forged as well, which I've never heard of that before. So really they're super premium, and certainly PXG have gone to the nth degree to make sure that these irons are as consistent and perform as good as possible. So without me talking too much, I've had a fit in this morning for all the new products. So we've got, I've been fitted for length and lie and shaft. So I've got the XP, which is, if you like, the most forgiving of Gen 3 iron family to try to start with. So I'm going to hit some here on the TrackMan and just give you a bit of feedback on what I think and how it performs. So let's have a look at address to start with. So behind the ball, it doesn't look like a game improver, sort of wider iron really when it's sat in that playing position, but it's all the technology that's encompassed within it that's going to help you to maximize those off-center strikes. But initially at the setup position, you can see a little bit of offset, but I think it looks great. The top line's not particularly wide. There's that bottom groove that's filled in with white paint fill that really helps with alignment. But all of those things just look really good. So let's hit a few shots. So feels really good off the face, quite hot in terms of the ball feels like it's coming off quite quick. Ball speed over 130 miles an hour is good for a 7-iron, you know, so that's definitely getting out there. So let's just hit a couple more. It is a little bit stronger lofted, so 27.5 degree 7-iron in this set, so we would expect a little bit more distance. It's potentially not aimed at a golfer like myself. It's someone who maybe needs a bit more forgiveness and, you know, maybe does need a little bit more help with the distance as well. But like I say, behind the ball looks awesome, feels great as well. I think it's the best feeling iron that I've hit with PXG so far. I mean, we've not hit the other two yet, but it feels really, really good. Great. Does not feel like a game improver iron at all. Distance is great, ball speed's really good, and it's forgiving. I've not nailed all of those by any means. So we're going to change this up. So now we're going to try the 0311P, which is the kind of intermediate, more middle of the range iron. So aimed at probably the broadest spectrum of player as well. Exactly the same spec as before. Looks even nicer behind the ball, that slimmer top line. You can see the club head is that little bit smaller. It's not got quite the same width in the sole as the XP did, but let's give it a hit. It feels awesome off the face, really solid, but you know, you can almost feel that that polymer that's behind it kind of dampening the sort of strike as you hit it, which I quite like. Let's give it another hit. That is lovely. I mean, the ball speed very good, distance is really good. So, I mean, this is going a long way for a 7-iron, really, which is good. Bit of a pull, so it's gone a little bit further, but the ball speed is very impressive off the face. Let's just hit one more. It's a little bit the other way, I think. Yep. Go on, one more. I think it'd be interesting to see when we compare them at the end how far. I mean, that is going serious. I mean, that's probably a club longer than my current set of irons, I think. So very impressive. Right, let's try the smallest of the three. So that's the 0311T, much more compact club head, which I'll show you in a second. Again, all of these feature the same technologies within, same perimeter weighting on the back of the head and the milling and everything like that. So, you know, there's no compromise whether you go with, you know, the more kind of tour inspired and smaller head versus the one for game improvers, which sometimes when you look at other companies' irons, they are sometimes dulled down a little bit towards the towards one end or the other. So all those technologies are present in all of these irons. I mean, this just looks lovely behind the ball. I mean, it will probably strike fear into a lot of people who maybe don't hit the middle of the face that often, but it just, for the golfing sort of purist, that looks absolutely fantastic behind the ball. So let's give this one a hit. So this is 0311T. Let's just give it a swing. Getting feels really solid. Much more the sort of distance I would expect with a 7-iron. It's maybe a little bit longer than I would hit mine. A little bit heavy, but we're still getting decent distance out of it. And I think that from when I was being fitted before, that was the most impressive thing, that when I wasn't hitting the middle of the face, which is fairly often, sometimes in an iron as compact and small as this, you do find a huge drop off in the distance that you get. With these, I wasn't really seeing that. There was maybe 3 or 4 yards on a miss hit, which is very, very good. I mean, that sort of precision is exactly what you're looking for. And certainly when you test irons that are, you know, made for a game improver, and sometimes when they're cast, you do get sort of hot spots on the face where they just go miles on a really good strike, because they're not really aimed at someone like myself who is going to swing at a certain speed. They're aimed at your average club golfer who's swinging it a bit softer. So so you do tend to see extremes of long and short in some of the cast irons, but with these, such is the premium construction and the way they're put together, you don't really get that. There's so much more consistency in the distances. A bit of a push, that's me, nothing else. Distance good though, you know, that wasn't particularly fantastic strike. That's more like it, that was a good one. Bit of a pull, but lovely hit. Yes, we are getting a little bit more distance, but it's because I've pulled it, I think, more than anything. Let's just hit one more. That's a better one. So yeah, all three of those irons, like I say, aimed at very different levels and different types of golfer, but there is certainly something within that range that will suit you. But as we always say, go and get custom fitted. Certainly go and see the guys at PXG. They will talk you through the entire range, spec you up properly. I mean, the fitting I had this morning was very, very good. These guys will get you leaving the room with the right PXG iron for you. And you know, when you're spending the sort of money that these irons are going to run out at. So you're looking about 450 pounds an iron. That is where you really want to make sure that everything is fitted perfectly for you. So go and see someone at PXG. Go and hit some of these irons. They are very, very impressive. Hope you've enjoyed the video. If you've got any questions, please leave them below. Have you tried these? Are you begging to go and get some of these? Do you have Gen 1 or Gen 2 and are looking to upgrade? Please let us know that as well. Hope you've enjoyed the video and enjoy your golf.